Backlog or die cast.
Howdy, friends, and welcome to the Backlog or Die cast. I haven't had a chance to source any music, so you probably just heard some amazing recorded little ditty. I hope you enjoyed it. So what are we doing here? I'm still figuring that out. What the diecast is supposed to be, the first of which being kind of like a general discussion podcast about video games, kind of what you expect from other outlets along the lines of like, what are you playing? What's the news? Yada, yada, yada. I think you know the story. We're not there yet. So right now we're going to do something I'm calling Audio Tales from the Backlog. Very creative naming convention, I know. I just wanted to add a little something to avoid confusion about the naming here. How's my driving? You can call the number on the back of my rig to let my supervisor know how I'm doing. Essentially, what's happening is I'm covering a video game, in this case, Dead Cells for our first one. And I have a YouTube video up on that. And then I also have a blog post I put together, which has kind of the same as what is in the video. But the video, I'm just kind of, it's like improv in a way. I kind of have an intro that I have written out that I grabbed from somewhere. And then we just kind of play through the game. And I'm just talking about it as we play through it. And at the end, I kind of give a quick impressions. And then on the site, on the Substack, I do a very similar thing. I link to the video and I do a little write-up. This is just another way to experience content about the game. It's not going to be one for one in all three places, but, there will be some overlap. And hopefully you will find individual nuggets of, fun and interest in all of the three places. So for the Audio Tales from the Backlog, I plan to just review the written posts that I already have up on the site and, add a little bit of flavor here and there. Just sprinkle it in. Now you know where I get the name Flavor Text. I'm just adding the flavor, that little bit of extra something. Pow! As Emerald Lagasse would say. I don't know if anybody still knows or does know about Emerald Lagasse, but he liked to kick it up a notch and say pow quite a bit with that seasoning. So that's what we're doing here. We're giving a little pow. So after that very long intro, let's get into the game we're talking about today, which is Dead Cells. Oh, and by the way, these are most definitely going to be a work in progress. I just want to get something started, basically, because you get in this kind of like creation paralysis where you're just looking at all the things that people say you should be doing, like where to post, when to post, what to say, how to structure it, what kind of equipment should I have, all this, that, and the other. And you get paralyzed in the sense that you spend so much time trying to figure out how to do the thing. You never actually do the fucking thing you wanted to do, pardon my language, because you essentially are in your head. You're like, I need to make this perfect. And then you start making a bunch of excuses about why it can't be perfect and why nobody will listen to it. And let me tell you what, boys and girls, it's never going to be perfect, and no one's going to listen to it because you never mustered up the courage to put anything out in the first place. There, rant accomplished. So let's get back to the task at hand. So Dead Cells, yes, when I made this video, my little intro said, we are taking a look at Dead Cells. This is a game about cells that are dead. So you have to traverse the wild landscape in search of an antidote using only your detachable head and the weapons you find along the way. This is kind of true. You know what? When my head first detached, I was like, holy shit, what is happening? I had no idea that was a thing. And then now I do kind of the wuss way of getting myself through harder levels. I'll just pop my head out there, get some damage, the head will get sucked back, pop it off again after the cooldown, do some more damage, waiting for my turret thing to recharge, in my meat grinder, throw those out, pop the head down again. I play the non-confrontational way, and I'm okay with that. The short and sweet of the video game is this: Dead Cells delivers a relentless, pixel-perfect symphony of chaos where every death is a new beginning, and each playthrough crescendos into an exhilarating Roguevania dance of survival. Me likey a lot. So I'm going to read out the Steam about the game because I think it was kind of funny. The developers had a little fun with it. So let's get into that. Roguelite, Metroidvania, Roguevania. Here we are. You grew up with roguelikes and witnessed the rise of roguelites and even the birth of the roguelite lights. Question mark. We'd now like to present for your consideration our Roguevania, the illegitimate child of a modern roguelike. Think Rogue Legacy, Binding of Isaac, Enter the Gungeon, Spelunky, etc. Oh, Binding of Isaac. I'm going to go back and play some Binding of Isaac. And an old school Metroidvania, think Castlevania Symphony of the Night and its ilk. This game features the progressive exploration of an interconnected world with the replayability of a roguelite and the adrenaline pumping threat of permadeath, pumping those adrenals. It has tough but fair combat, more than 150 weapons and spells with unique gameplay, and of course, the emergency panic roll to get you out of trouble. That does not always get you out of trouble because half the time I roll into a damn wall and I have nowhere to go, jump up, two down, and there's no portal and yada yada. There is non-linear progression in this game. The sewers, ossuary, which now that I read that out loud, I'm not sure I've ever said that name correctly, or the ramparts. Once unlocked, special permanent abilities allow you to access new paths to reach your objective. Opt for the path that suits your current build, your playstyle, or just your mood. You know what? I never thought about which path suits my build or playstyle. It's just like, I haven't been here in a while. I'm going to go here. Maybe I should look into this playstyle thing a little more. Maybe that's why I suck at the game. Exploration. There are secret rooms, hidden passages, charming landscapes. Charming that's a word you could use. Take a moment to stroll the towers and breathe in the fresh sea mist infused air. Never did that before here. There are also regular free updates. We are still adding content to the game every 2 to 3 months to keep the game fresh for you. I actually don't know if that ended with the last update, which we'll get into in a second. Interconnected levels and progressive unlocking to access to the island provides you with a real incentive to explore your surroundings. Wait a minute, it's an island? God, what have I been doing this whole time? Add in a degree of evolution for your character and permanent weapon upgrades, and you can see where Dead Cells borrows from the long line of Metroidvanias that preceded it. Meta progression is here. It's great. There's you can see everything you've unlocked in basically what I'm going to call jars hanging from the ceilings by chain. You have them for your weapons and your abilities, and also your style. Your Dead Cells fashion, you can see those as well. It's really cool. I like just looking at all the things I have unlocked and yet to unlock. And it's just a very cool visual presentation of that stuff. And I'm rambling now. At the end of the day, though, it's your skills as a player that matter most. Roguelites are about constantly getting better until what was an insurmountable obstacle becomes a walk in the park. Unforgiving combat, wed to the absence of any kind of safety net, makes for an adrenaline-pumping ride each and every run, and unrivaled replayability. I can vouch for the replayability. My adrenaline, I don't know. Maybe I'm dead inside. No, actually, I've felt the pump. I felt the pump a couple times. Thoughts and impressions and anecdotes. Oh my! As of writing and recording this, I have about 73 hours on the clock. That's just for Steam. I've also picked this up on PlayStation and Switch in the past, so I have no idea what my total playtime is. Though I can say for a fact that I love this game. This has to be one of my all-time favorites. I'm still playing it at least a few times a month to this day. It looks great. It sounds great. It, dare I say, plays great. This game is just firing on all cylinders for me. And this is one of those early access games I picked up back in 2017. And I never looked back, which was kind of a problem because several times I forgot about it. And I was like, yeah, what's going on over here? I tend to be a person who doesn't mind early access because I like to play a game as it develops. Well, I guess certain types of games, and provide the occasional bit of feedback from time to time. Not to say that I haven't been burned by early access, but it's a couple of dice that I am willing to roll for the experience and sharing in the development together with the team and community. After the 1.0, I don't know why I was just punching my words there. After the 1.0, I was actually literally punching my fist in the air, in case you were wondering. After the 1.0 and subsequent platform releases, like I said, I bought Switch and PlayStation copies. I wanted it everywhere I was playing games because it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know what I'm going to play. Oh yeah. Well, how about some Dead Cells? It's just kind of like that, the game that was always, it was just always there for me. So I wanted it, everywhere. And I didn't mind loosening the old purse strings and starting a new save file. It's just that good. And there were so many. Oh my God, the DLC and the updates, they just kept coming. There was Rise of the Giant, the Bad Seed, Fatal Falls, The Queen and the Sea, and the most recent Return to Castlevania, which I have changed the name to Return to Getting Your Ass Kicked in the first part of that area. Because it is hard for me, at least. These were major additions too. I mean, most of them were paid for, except I think Rise of the Giants, but they had a lot of content packed into them. And then there were all the free systems and modes, items and cosmetics and crossover updates that were separate from the items and all that stuff that were included in the paid DLC. I'm still wearing animal masks and lugging around a baseball bat courtesy of Hotline Miami. And that tie-in is part of the Everyone Is Here content update, which was rad. They pulled in characters and weapons and some movesets from a lot of other indie gems. I really enjoyed that update. And, they even got physical with it. When I was putting together this blog post, I had no idea there was this Return to Castlevania physical edition, which, I mean, holy shit. It's awesome. I'm not going to buy it, but, holy shit. There was this huge box set with all this art. And I think there was some postcards and some pins, and you got the standard game with a reversible cover. And yeah, it was awesome. I'm not a collectible person, but if I was, I would have definitely hopped on this physical edition launch. It was chef's kiss. So with all of this content, both free and paid for, and my not being very good at the game, I felt like every other time I booted it up, there was something new for me to experience, to collect, to see, and to do. And I still feel this way. There is, however, one problem, and I put down, it's not you, it's me. I love this game. I love this game so much, but as I mentioned earlier, I suck at it. But that's a me problem. I'm still on Boss Stem Cell 1. Even after all of these years, I just, I can't quite get through a run even on this lower difficulty. I mean, there's the normal, then Boss Stem Cell 1. And I think there's 2 or 3 after that. Hell, I don't know. Don't ask me because I haven't seen them. But no worries. I don't care. I'm perfectly happy spending 45 minutes or so ground pounding around, looking for new blueprints and collecting cells to unlock the still heaps of remaining weapons and items I have left too. So even after all these years, it's still you, baby. It's still you. I'm talking about the game here. So that's going to do it. Good news. That's going to do it for this audio Tales from the Backlog. I hope you enjoyed it. There was quite a bit of rambling there. That's okay. Like I said, we're still kind of ironing things out. There's quite a bit of housekeeping in the front of this episode. But I would like to keep these around the 5, and that's going to be impossible, around the 8 to 10 minute mark for each of these games. Also, I will link in the description of this podcast episode to the Substack and to the YouTube channel if you want to check out more of my thoughts and poor playthrough of this game. I just love video games, man. I have for pretty much all of my life. And I want to share that excitement and enthusiasm with anybody who will, get some enjoyment out of what I'm doing here and, perhaps being a bit entertained. So that's why we're here. Hopefully you can laugh along with me and not so much at me. Thanks so much for joining me. And until next time, remember to stay strong and game on. Still, the stay strong part sounds good, but the game on, I gotta work on that.